Good morning everyone. Welcome back to your maths class once again. As you remember, yesterday we started the chapter perimeter and area of a plane figure. We were solving the first exercise, which is 17th A. We have seen the formula how to calculate the area of a given triangle. We had this half base into height, and also we have learned the Heron's formula. And we also were seeing some of the questions. So here I'm going to do some more questions from the same exercise 17th A. And after doing those questions, we will proceed to our next exercise, which is area of the quadrilateral. Okay, so here I have taken one question from the exercise 17th A. This is question number 11th. Okay, now let's read the question. The lengths of two sides of a right triangle. They are asking us to take a right angle triangle. Let's name it A, B, C, and this is right angle at B. Containing the right angle differ by 2 centimeters. So we have to take, they are talking about the lengths of two sides. Two sides we have to take. Which two sides? Which contain the right angle. So if you see these two sides, that is AB and BC, they contain the right angle. So they are talking about these two sides, and they are saying that these two sides, the length of these two sides differ by 2. Differ by 2 means if one side is 4, other side is 6. That's how the length of the sides would be differing by 2. You can take 1, 3 or another one, 5. The length of the sides would be differing by 2. If one is 5, you can say the other one is 3. So the length of the sides differ by 2. Is it correct? So let's say that one side, these two sides which contains the right angle, they differ by 2. If one is, let's say one is x, so other one could be x plus 2 or it could be x minus 2. Like you can take one side as 4, other side as 6. You also can take one side 2. So this also differ by 2. So either you take the other side x minus 2, that means the difference of these two will be 2, or you can take x plus 2, that is, there is no problem. The sides will differ by 2. This is your choice. Okay. So now I have taken one side x and other side x minus 2. The area of triangle is 24 centimeter. Find the perimeter. They are saying that area of triangle, it is given 24 centimeter square. By the way, since area is given, so and since this is the right angle triangle, so we can simply apply the formula for area, which is half base into height for a right angle triangle, or for a triangle in which we are knowing the height, and this should be equals to 24. Now what is our base? Base we have taken as x, and this half as it is, into what is our height? We have taken height as x minus 2. You can take x plus 2, the answer will come similar. Now see, we have to calculate this unknown x, so this 2 which is in divide, I am taking it to that side. Here we have x and x minus 2. 2 will go to that side, it will become 48, because 24 into 2 will be 48. Now let's open the bracket. X into x will be x square, then minus 2x, and if you bring this 48 to this side, it will be minus 48 equals to 0. Now if you see, to calculate x, this is the same problem. This is a similar question where we split the middle term into two, like we did in exercise 4D. So what to do? We take the constant term and coefficient of x square, or the term which is square term. We take the coefficient and the constant term, we multiply, and we find out the prime factorization. Here you see the coefficient of x square is 1 only, and we have this 48 constant term. So what we do, we write the prime factor. I am writing the prime factor here. It will be 2 into 2, that is now 2 into 2 into 3. So this will give you 48. As you see, this is 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16, 16 3 is 48. And always we are supposed to write this 1, because 1 is always a factor. So now since we have to break this term into 2, or these, we have to split these term into 2, I am going to write so that we can get space. So here it is, the question was minus and 2x minus 48. So this is our given question. Now we have to split this given term into two numbers such that we get this minus 2. Now if we take this 8 together and 2 into 3 into 1 together, 6. If you are taking 6 minus 8, that will give you minus 2. So this you all are aware of. So which will write minus 8x, because we take the bigger one with minus sign because we want minus 2, and plus 6. So plus minus minus 8 minus 6 will give you minus 2x, and minus 48 as it is equals 0. Now since it is 4 terms, so we will pair them and we will take common from 2. If you take common, x will come out. We are having this x minus 8. From these two terms, we take 6 common, then we have x minus 8. Further, which bracket is common? X minus 8. And what do we have? X plus 6 equals 0. Now, I think you all are aware of zero product rule. Either this bracket will be 0 or this bracket will be 0. So, if x minus 8 is 0, the value of x will come 8. If x plus 6 is 0, the value of x will come minus 6. X is the length of the side, so we cannot take this minus value. So we discard this value and we take the value of x as plus 8. Now since we have taken the value of x as 8, so what will be the other side? If one side we are getting as 8, in fact centimeter, the other side will be 6 because the difference is 2. So this side will be 6 centimeter. What to calculate? Perimeter. Now we know two sides, that is one side is 8, the other side is 6. So can we calculate perimeter? Not now, because to calculate perimeter we should know all three sides. To calculate this remaining side, which is the hypotenuse, we can now apply Pythagoras. So simply Pythagoras says hypotenuse square equals to perpendicular square plus base square. This is your hypotenuse. Since this side is in front of 90 degree, we don't know, so let's write it like that. What is your perpendicular? Of course this one, CB. And what is the value coming? 6. Then square of 6 plus base. What is your base? 8 and the square of it. Okay, 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64. This is hypotenuse square. Hypotenuse square, this will give you 100. Now to simplify this further, we take the square root of 100 and then hypotenuse will come 10 and it will be in fact 10 centimeter. Now we know all three of the sides, that is hypotenuse, perpendicular and base. We were asked to calculate the perimeter. What will be the perimeter? Perimeter will be sum of all sides. So perimeter will be 10 plus 6 plus 8 and 24 centimeter. Correct? So this is how we simplify. Here I have another question. This is the last question of the exercise 17th A. The area of a triangle is 216 centimeter square. Area is given and its sides are in the ratio 3:4:5. Find the perimeter. Now if we have a triangle and the sides are given in the ratio, that means first side, if you write, first side would be 3x, isn't it? Second side would be 4x, and likewise we have third side would be 5x. So three sides are given in the ratio and area is given. We have to calculate perimeter. Perimeter means sum of all sides. So we actually have to calculate length of all sides, and then when we add them we will get the perimeter. Now area is given as 216 centimeter square. By the way, since it is not given that the given triangle is right angle triangle, that means we cannot apply the formula half base into height, because in the question it is nowhere written that it is a right angle triangle. So that means we can only apply Heron's formula to calculate the area, which is square root. This area to calculate, this time we will not write half base into height, we will apply the Heron's formula, which is S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. Half base into height can only be applied when the triangle is a right angle triangle or the altitude of the triangle is given. Now since here we know that S is semi-perimeter and A, B, C are the three sides. So let us calculate the semi-perimeter. We know the length of the sides with x or in the ratio. So semi-perimeter will be sum of all sides divided by 2. One side is 3x plus 4x plus 5x, that is 3 sides divided by 2. This will be 12x by 2 and that would be 6x. Correct? So semi-perimeter is coming 6x. Now let us put the values. S, that is semi-perimeter, is 6x into S minus A, that is 6x perimeter minus A. What is your first side? 3x. The other bracket, S minus B, 6x minus B, second side is 4x, and the third side, bracket close, and the third side perimeter minus 5x. Okay, this is on the left hand side, and then we have right hand side as 216. Now you see this, if we simplify, this is 6x now into, all of them are multiplication, you know. Now 6x minus 3x is 3x, so you can simply write it in multiplication. 6x minus 2x is 4x is 2x, and 6x minus 5x is x only, and all of them are in multiplication. That's why when we are actually solving the bracket, that is 6x minus 3x, we are writing 3x with multiplication. All of them are in multiplication. Okay. So here we have this thing. Now we have to simplify the square root. You can do it. I am actually taking these numbers together. So 6 we can write 3 into 2, then this number 3, then we have this 2, and then we have x 4 times. So we can write x 4 times, x into x, which is equals to 216. Now what to do? We will pair them and we will take one number from each pair. So 3 and 3, we are getting one pair, so we can take 3 common. Here we get 2, so we can take 1 2 common. From 2 this x we can take 1x common, and from this we can take 1x common, which is equals to 216. Now this will give you 6, x into x will be x square, equals 216. See, this 6 is in multiply, it can go there and it will come in divide on the right hand side. So you can see this is x square equals 216 divided by 6, which is 336. Okay, when you divide 216 with 6, that will give you 36. Now to calculate x, it will be 36, and that means it will be 6. So the value of x is coming 6. If we know the value of x, now we can calculate the length of the side. What will be the first side? Since it is 3x, so it will, x is now coming 6, so it will be 3 into 6, that means 18 centimeter. Likewise, what this will be? 4 into 6, as the value of x is coming 6, so 4 into 6 will be 24 centimeter. And what about 5x? 5x will be 5 into 6, that is 30 centimeter. So one side is 18, the other side is coming 24, and one side is coming 30. They are asking you to calculate the perimeter. So the perimeter is sum of all sides, which is 18, 24 and 30. And I hope that this will give you 72 centimeter. So this is, we have in this exercise, there are some questions which I have left. You can also solve those questions. If you are having any problem, you can ask. But the questions which we did, I think, hope you all are clear with. And let's see the area of quadrilateral now. Okay, so here we are going to now see how to calculate the area and perimeter of quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means a plane figure having 4 sides. Like you can see, it could be anything. You can say that a square is a quadrilateral with some certain properties, like all sides will be equal, all angles will be 90 degree. A rectangle is a quadrilateral having another certain properties, that opposite sides will be equal and all the angles will be 90 degree. Likewise we have kite, likewise we have a parallelogram and many other quadrilaterals. So here simple, perimeter of quadrilateral is simple. It's that the length of all sides. So here let's say the sides are A, B, C and D. So I have taken sum of all sides and that will give you perimeter. It is for every quadrilateral given. Now let us come to area and we will see one by one the condition. Here you see when here we have taken one quadrilateral A, B, C, D. 4 sides are there. When one diagonal and perpendicular from remaining vertices. See, this is one diagonal BD and the perpendicular, two perpendiculars from the remaining two vertices. A and C are the remaining two vertices, and from them the perpendicular has drawn. As you can see, AM is a perpendicular, the CN is a perpendicular. This is also given. Then you can calculate the area of quadrilateral by the formula half into one diagonal, the diagonal which is given, into sum of the lengths, whatever length, let's say it is 5, let's say it is 6, so sum of the lengths of perpendicular, that is 5 plus 6. Otherwise it is simple actually how we have calculated this. If you see this quadrilateral, let's say we are taking a quadrilateral, and you can divide the quadrilateral into two triangles actually. Let's say this is two triangles, and if you see this triangle A, B, C, D. One triangle is A, B, D and the other triangle is B, C, D. So if you take it as two triangles, and in our condition the perpendicular on the triangles are also given. Let's say this is X and this is Y. So if you want to calculate the area of this triangle number 1, you can easily calculate, because you know the height which is X, you know the base which is B, D. Same with the second triangle, that it is a perpendicular given, although it is not looking perpendicular as it not drawn correctly, and then the base is again same. So this is the same thing, either you can divide them into two triangles, then calculate the area and then add them. Otherwise you can simply utilize the formula, which is half into one diagonal into sum of the lengths of perpendicular. That's how we have this condition given. Let's see the second condition. If one quadrilateral is given like A, B, C, D, and then the diagonals of the quadrilateral, you see two diagonals A, C and B, D, they are intersecting each other at 90 degree. If this type of condition is given, so simple to calculate the area, you can apply the formula half into product of the diagonals, that is whatever length of the diagonals are given, like let's say 6 and 4, the length of the diagonals are 6 and 4, and if they are intersecting each other at 90, you can easily calculate the area by half into product of the diagonals. Okay, and next type of quadrilaters are given square. We know how to calculate the area of a square. Then we have a rectangle given, then we have this rhombus, and I hope that you all are knowing the difference of a square and the rhombus. If you talk about a square is a quadrilateral with all four sides equal and all the angles will be 90 degree. Okay, and if you talk about the rhombus, all four sides will be equal but the angles will not be 90 degree. Here if you talk about the difference between rhombus and square, one similarity, both of them will have all four sides equal, but in square you will get all four angles 90 degree. Here you don't get all four angles 90 degree. So this is what, but the diagonals will intersect each other at 90 degree. The diagonals will intersect each other at 90 degree. So this is the difference. And then you know about trapezium is also a quadrilateral, so we can calculate the area, and then we can also calculate the area of a parallelogram. Parallelogram, that means opposite sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel. Now since now we have learned the formula, hope you will see the formula, you will learn them, or you will actually practice them, the formula. You need to keep this in your mind, and then tomorrow in our next class, which means we will be solving exercise 17th B, we will be taking some questions and solving. Okay, and before that you can also try some initial questions so that you will get the idea how to do that, and then we will reach our next class.